Thank you so much for tuning in. Right now I am in HEDGE Gallery with Justin Brennan's new exhibition on the walls behind me. You see a lot of the work right now. You're going to see more of it in a little bit. But we're so grateful that you've been tuning in and keeping up with our exhibitions in 2020 and now, excitingly, in 2021 as we move forward. Justin Brennan's new exhibition is titled General Maintenance, and it is a very expansive show made up of about 58 very recent paintings and some prints. And I'm also here with Randy Maxin today from RampArts Gallery. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And artist Justin Brennan.
Hello.
And we're going to just talk a little bit about the show. Randy, I know that when you first walked in and saw the exhibition on the walls a few weeks ago when we opened, you were really taken aback with the work. I mean, it's a lot of work to walk into, but it's also a lot of really intense color, really energetic brushstroke. What first caught you about the work, or what really made you?
I think I left here with flushed cheeks.
I know.
I talked about it. Like I spent some time in the sun.
Yeah.
What can you say? I've been your neighbor now for how long? I will neb. That's a Pittsburgh word, by the way. I will neb. I'll crack the door open. What's going on in here?
Yeah.
I don't think I had anticipated the. People say the word exuberance.
Mm-hmm.
This is every Flintstone vitamin you took as a child.
Yes.
Every ounce of nutrition, everything that's right for the soul, everything that you've been told to do for yourself, made real.
Yeah.
All the things that are good for you, all the things that are good for your senses in one show.
Yeah.
And I think we need a show like this. We need this from you, Justin, right now. But we do. This is. Again, your lineup this year has been just tremendous, and for Justin's show to be right now, right in your lineup, I mean, it's just amazing. The life that this show gives visitors is it's sustaining. It's just really amazing. I left here a little emotional.
Yeah, I know you did. I know, and I wasn't. I know some of the work is very personal, Justin.
Yeah.
Do you want to touch on that at all? Like, how did you get into that very personal narrative?
I for a while I was doing these taking reference from the internet, and and after a while my partner said, maybe you should do some. She suggested that I should do some more personal stuff. So that's where I kind of I decided to explore myself and my family, my loved ones,
and self-portraits too. I mean,
yeah,
those are always kind of a little vulnerable.
Right.
Randy, you're an artist too. I mean, when you're looking at yourself in a mirror or a photograph and then trying to turn it into artwork, it can be a sensitive subject.
Yeah, it's hard. It was one thing to expose a lot about my personal life through my paintings, when it came to actually talking about the paintings and saying what they are, kind of a whole another vulnerability that, it's hard to talk about certain things,
Absolutely. The work is so spontaneous, though. I mean, I know you're a fast painter and you work quickly. Did a lot of these narratives just come from an immediate thought that kind of jumped to you on the canvas, or have you been processing these things for a while?
A lot of my process is immediacy, so I paint very quickly. It's usually 1 or 2 sessions, but a lot of these I did think about a lot while I was sitting at home during the pandemic. I was sketching different icons, different things that kind of make a narrative and a description of what happened or what's going on or my past or my present. So yeah, a lot more, not a lot more, but more than normal,
Yeah.
Kind of planning of the painting.
Right.
The genius of this show is the unexpected self-portrait among. There's this wonderful mix of references to fashion, not even just through color, not even just through pose, not even just through some of these vampire women that are in, which I absolutely love. But then the fact that you have very clearly a self-portrait kind of in there, it just highlights the, for me, it's a very unpretentious pretense. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
It's
You're right.
brave. I'm in the moment. I am doing this quickly. I'm responding. You're not really burdening yourself. From what I'm gathering, it doesn't feel like this is burdened with a lot of thought, with a lot of forethought, with a lot of, there's no politics in this. How refreshing. Thank you for that, Justin.
Yes.
There's no politics in this. It's pure movement. It's the best gesture through color, and it's magnificent.
Yeah, nothing has a sense of being overworked. I think that's something that I was really moved by as I continued to do studio visits with you and watch the work progress and evolve, is that every piece felt like it was this almost like a storytelling or journaling, where that writing comes very free form and the painting is doing the same thing. So yeah, there's no pretense.
And therein lies the artist's talent.
Right.
You could easily make this work depict an overworked sense, and there's not an overworked sense anywhere in any of these pieces, not one.
Yeah.
And kudos to you.
Thank you very much.
Justin, one more question,
Sure.
and Randy, you might be able to touch on this too. I know you used to work in pure abstraction.
Yeah.
What gave you that ability to jump into figurative work and these, more narrative?
Well, I ever since, even when I was younger in grade school and high school, I was drawn in the portrait. And then when I've always drawn the portrait. And later when I got back into art, and I was 28, so it was later in life, I went straight to non-representational abstract work. And so after a while, I don't have to have a short attention span, or I got to do something new and different. So I went back to the portrait, and I think it was my first show at HEDGE in 2016 or 17. And so I mixed the non-representational abstract to the portraiture and kind of came with that body of work. And then I did that for a while, and then I needed more. I felt like I had to do more and change it. I don't know if it's good or bad, even to this day, but yeah, a lot of this work was, I went back into the portrait because I love doing it. I've known it so well, and after a while, I was like, I want to challenge myself something different. So I tried the figurative work. That's where the figurative came from doing the portrait and then progressing. So I don't know if I'll stay with it, but I enjoy doing it. I enjoy the change, but I might. Who knows? The change, the fluctuates.
Evolving. Randy, did you want to touch on that at all?
Well, I think that for me, I'm a fan, obviously. You represent one of the, I don't know that anyone's ever said this before, but I'm just going to put it out there.
Yeah.
You represent one of the more vivid artists that I kind of consider New Cleveland School.
Hmm.
If do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where you're if a living artist or working artist is lucky enough to be one of your clear influences, what an unbelievable gesture! What an unbelievable compliment to have been maybe one of Justin's influences.
Yeah.
I just think that's wonderful.
No, that's a really interesting perspective.
Coming into your technique, coming into what interests you, exploring your subject matter, you know, playing with what's right, refining what you feel is wrong. We all do that. We've all been there.
Yeah.
And the fact that your personality isn't in front of it is just. We work with a lot of artists, and I think think of the 4 artists, maybe 5, okay, maybe 20, that are just, they're like bigger than their work.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like.
No, but sometimes it overtakes the
Yeah.
work. Yeah.
And maybe it screws something up with our focus. Maybe it screws something up with our expectation. And maybe it's not even fair
Absolutely.
to put an artist in that. It's probably not fair of me to put an artist in that category. Like, you're bigger than your work. That's not what I'm saying. I think you know what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, I know.
this is a great time.
I've just never thought about it that way. Like,
Well.
the importance of that, like, first stage of, you know, again, coming into the art scene and making a big impact, and then doing it again and again progressively. It does really happen once, and then, you know, you kind of coast a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you either keep coasting up or you stop making work. A lot of artists, you know, stop making work in their 60s or 70s, you know.
And like fashion designers, it almost becomes this feat of surprise people. But one not just be driven as a creator to surprise.
Yeah.
It should be about the artist's integrity, their internal process. We shouldn't be putting all that on artists, especially locally. Like,
Yeah.
I think what you're able to do right now, and if you can keep just keep on the pace that you're on, keep on the discipline that you're using. I hope for you a very prolonged, satisfying, you know,
Career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dana Depew and I talk about this stuff all the time. We've talked about it before. Like, okay, so what do you do next? Do you know how many times? I mean, I love this guy. Do you know how many times that he has to hear, "You're the Asterisk Gallery guy, the Asterisk Gallery." And it's like. But all the amazing things that Dana has done
That Dana has done. Yeah.
Which, I mean, you know.
Yeah. I know. People get something stuck in their heads. One thing that you painted or did.
Sure.
And then it becomes their focal point. They just have blinders on. They can't realize there's this whole expansive career that came after that.
And it's not right or wrong. It's just all about the bigger focus.
Yeah.
You know.
Sometimes I wish I could see a bigger city perspective on the Cleveland art scene.
Oh, for sure,
or
right?
just talk to someone about it who, you know, really values art and doesn't just put a value on it because it's shown in Manhattan versus LA versus Chicago versus Cleveland, you know, but to talk to, you know, one of those people and just get their, I don't know.
I was talking to a guy at the show, and he had been in LA for, I think, 10 years or something like that.
Yeah.
He said, "I've just come back to Cleveland. It's great." And I said, "You wouldn't believe how the art has grown. I mean, just in 10 years in Cleveland."
Oh my gosh.
For sure.
Yeah.
I moved here from Pittsburgh. I moved from an art desert. All of Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh was such a provincial, and I think in some ways it is. The art consumption and the art audience and the way that art is presented in Pittsburgh, even to this day, is so provincial. It's largely based in failing classist identities. Like, can you afford this? Can you be at our gallery? Can you, it's neighborhood by neighborhood, it's market by market. I have not seen a trace of that in Cleveland, and we have had and have enjoyed highbrow white galleries in Cleveland. We've enjoyed that, but I've never gone to any of those galleries and felt like we didn't belong there.
Yeah.
Never once have I ever felt that way in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Never once.
It's interesting.
For me personally, when I left art school in Pittsburgh, and then I went into a film and photography program. Even after that, I went right into wholesale bundled mortgage, like one does with an art background. But that's the city I was in. I did not go to Carnegie Mellon, so I was certainly never going to get a gallery show in Pittsburgh. That remained true right into the 2000s.
Are there kind of highbrow? There are highbrow galleries in Pittsburgh.
But when I was in the late 90s, it might have been Mendelssohn Gallery, which is a focus on glass.
Okay.
That's, that was in these suburbs. Where I live, there was the Griffin Gallery in Sewickley, PA. Very, at one point, crusty, a little frou-frou, not the best place for, like a post-punk closeted gay man like myself when I was, 22. I was a handful.
Yeah.
But we consumed art. We don't do that here at 78th Street Studios. We present art in Cleveland. We do that very well here.
Yeah.
We really, really do.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
We need to make more videos with you, Randy.
Hey, let's start naming names.
Let's do a
We didn't even talk about the sexuality in his work.
I know, right?
I'm glad we didn't touch on that because you're kind of shy, but the next video, man, I'm coming at you. we are raising eggs.
It's gonna get raw.
There is definitely sex plays, and you mentioned your partner, and I was like, okay, because there is definitely sex, not porn, not passion. There's a passion, but there is definitely sexual. There's a sexual. It's not even tension.
No,
that's not right. There's a freedom.
Yeah, no, it's freedom.
An appreciation.
It is.
Yeah.
It's freedom. That's and it's brave. Like you said, it's courageous and it's brave.
And it's all. It's the whole self. It's the whole person.
Yeah.
That's like a lot of this stuff is like people say my work is edgy and kind of. Not I don't know the term beautiful in like the beautiful sense, so in the sense that most people use the word beautiful, but. So I tried these to see if people would react, and as I progressed with them, I kind of mutilated them like the mask and like this, and I changed, and so I went to I kind of studied some more figurative stuff, which is more what I do normally, and I explore different subject matter, and so this is
the color choices are great, but
the color is. Evolved so much.
I think what I like about this wall too in particular is we spend a lot of time teaching young artists to mix colors. And then you come along and it almost looks like you use things right out of the tube, but you did? I mean,
a lot of my work has been.
Which can go really wrong.
Yeah.
But this is the opposite of really wrong. This is so good.
Yeah.
I told you when you put this up, I was like, you should probably have a price for everything. And not sell these out individually because I can't stand the idea of this hourglass on its side, this bow tie. I can't stand the idea of this grouping taken apart.
I know.
I just can't take it.
I know.
It's just so good.
Yeah.
Remember I asked you, I was like, did Justin do this or did you do this? And I know the answer, but I really do really love this wall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
It's great. It is good stuff.
I love the colors.
Thank you. Randy, thank you so much.
Oh, hey, enough about me.
Your exuberance is like...
Yeah, I'm glad you're here.
Well, thanks.
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much. And again, thank you everyone for tuning in. If you're able to come out and see the show, we are open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. You can check out our website for more details, HEDGEArtGallery.com. You can also view the entire exhibit on the website too. So again, thank you for your support, and we'll see you soon.